The Egyptian Marines took charge of Egyptian U.S. Joint Command Marine Force CMF 153 as part of cooperation with the U.S. and friendly nations to confront threats to regional security and stability. The force is tasked with combating trafficking, smuggling and terrorist activities in the Red Sea, Bab el-Mandeb and the Gulf of Eden regions. Officials said the joint force is to provide secure and pass of the ships through international waters and is an important means of facing organized crime, which affects the international trade movement and the interest of friendly nations. The joint activities are held within the continued efforts of Egyptian-U.S. joint marine maneuvers. Parliament Speaker Councillor Hanafi Al-Gibali headed to Qatar, a topic delegation to Qatar upon an invitation from the Qatari Shura Council Speaker Hassan bin Abdullah Al-Ghanem. Al-Gibali is to hold expanded talks with the Qatari Shura Council Speaker over means of boosting ties on all levels. The talks are also to discuss boosting parliamentary ties. Speaker of the Senate, Councillor Abdul Wahab Abdul Razak, held talks with China's ambassador to Cairo, Liao Leching, over consolidating historical ties binding Egypt and China. Abdul Razak praised close coordination and distinguished cooperation between the two countries during the coronavirus pandemic, notably Chinese deliveries of COVID-19 vaccines to Egypt. The Speaker of the Senate also paid tribute to China's strong and historical support to the Palestinian cause at all international organizations. China's ambassador to Cairo hailed the achievements Egypt has witnessed under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, saying Egypt is proceeding well on the road to becoming a regional and international force. He described the boom in Egyptian-Chinese relations as progressive, pushed by the will of political leadership on both sides. Wadi Natron Reform and Rehabilitation Center received a delegation from the National Council for Human Rights, civil society and rights organizations, as well as a number of media figures. During the visit, the guests were briefed on the status of inmates, as well as the center's accommodation, qualification, health and reform utilities. Egypt's stock market indices collectively rose during today's dealings, boosted by purchasing operations by local corporations, while the Arab and foreign corporations tended to sell. Capital market for companies listed in the stock exchange gained about £26.1 billion, and the benchmark EGX 30 had soared 2.9%, exceeding 15,150.31 points, with the equal weight EGX 70 up about 2.72%. And the more expanded EGX 100 edging higher at 3.41%, recording 4,197.02 points. Minister of International Cooperation, Dr. Rani Al-Mashat, received the award of the Most Distinguished Minister of International Cooperation in Africa for 2022. During the Visionary Leaders Annual Summit, which is an honoring ceremony for the most influential African leaders of the year 2022. The ceremony took place in the U.S. capital, Washington. Honoring Al-Mashat comes in appreciation of her efforts to advance multilateral cooperation during 2022 and her integral role in reformulating the mechanism of international cooperation through initiatives aimed at achieving national goals while ensuring their consistency with the UN goals for sustainable development.